What's going on, DCA Adventure? It's interview day. Yes, it is. I'm Chris, and I got my big buddy over here, Mykel. How you doing,
buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Big old buddy.
Yeah,
What's up,
buddy.
man? What's up? I'm CryptoMykel. Mykel, however you want to call it. What's up,
As,
guys?
as you guys know, you guys have asked for us to do interviews. Get to know us better. So it's Mykel's turn today. All right.
I volunteered in the guillotine.
You
I was like, I volunteer as tribute. Or it's like this with the two fingers. I don't know how they do it.
We're not that huge of fans. I don't even remember the name of the series right now.
I don't.
That's how horrible I am.
Some show, some movie somewhere.
Smash the like button, peeps.
Yeah. Smash like buttons for it's not crypto. I guess I don't care.
For not knowing the name of Hunger Games.
As it comes back to you, you say it.
I know, right?
Like, oh, whoops. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that happened.
That movie.
That happened.
That series of movies.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started with these questions. Mykel.
What up?
How old are you? No, I'm just kidding. Nobody needs to know that.
Young enough.
How long have you been in crypto?
Man, well, I've been really in crypto a little over around 2 years.
Around 2 years.
Yeah, roughly around 2 years. We'll go with that. I've been in the space. I have been mining for just about 2. Not as long as I've been in the space. I wasn't mining when I first came in. I was just kind of learning a little bit more about things and learning more about the space before I dove into something that I already had an idea of. I've been into technology and tech for quite a while. So Bitcoin and all that stuff it's been on my radar. Blockchain had been on my radar. I've had friends that were mining Bitcoin on computers way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
So
when did you first hear about Bitcoin?
When I was in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What year was that?
I graduated 2011. So
is that when you heard it, or did you actually hear it in 2009?
I was hearing about it in around 2011.
Okay.
It was about 2010, 2011 is when my transitioning was.
What do you mean by transitioning?
Between grades.
Gotcha.
Moving into grades and moving different classes. So, but yeah, we were in computer classes, so I heard about it. I had friends that had heard about it. I had friends that were mining it.
How are they doing right now? No secret millionaire friends. They probably all sold when it reached $5.
No comment. I'll leave it. No comment. I don't know. I don't really keep up from many people from when I was in high school.
No, I don't either. Don't worry about
it. Not really the same as most of the people that I went to high school with. Mm-hmm. I'm into crazy magic internet money.
So let me ask you something else though. Okay, so when you first got into it, like where'd you do your research to actually learn about it? When you got into it, like was it YouTube, Google, forums? What was it? How'd you get in? Like when did you start digging?
Man, see, it's what 2020.
It is 20 now.
And I was doing research back at the height of 20K.
Mm-hmm.
Right when we were right around 20K is when I started doing more research and digging further in. Watching the 10 billion YouTubes that were on at that point in time. With the height of the bull run. But that's when I was kind of doing my research because that's when a few of my friends was like, "Hey, dude, I remember that Bitcoin that I got when we were in high school." And I was like, "Yeah, I remember that." Because I just sold it for 20K, and I was like, I was like, God, whoops.
Well, good on them.
Dropped the ball on that.
Nothing quite convinces you like somebody else's success.
Right. And especially something like that when I was like, nah, that I'm good. It was like I was already like I knew about it. Like I thought it was an awesome idea. I just I mean I had a kid fresh out of high school, so my priorities were elsewhere. Uh, taking starting to get rid of taking starting to get ready to take care of a family and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
my priorities from really the tech space shifted uh, during that height because it was a whole lot harder to do that whenever I was like, oh, fresh out of high school, gotta go get all these, gotta get a job, pay for all this stuff, your formula diapers, all that crazy stuff. I was like, I don't got time to go do what I wanted to go do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I grew up and became a father, and I love every second of it. But yeah, it was interesting seeing all that, and I was like, dang. But I was doing a little bit more research on like YouTube, the Bitcoin pub. I actually ran across the Bitcoin pub before I actually ran across decentralized TV when I was talking with Peter Saddington
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. I was watching Crypto Love as well. I was in like every single one of those nightly giveaways. I was there every single night and never won anything. It was a bummer.
Hold up.
Uh,
Who had the nightly giveaway? Was it Love?
yeah,
Crypto Love had the nightly giveaway. I
it was
actually
like
stopped
the
watching
nine.
Crypto Love a while
Yeah,
ago, like years ago. You know,
he doesn't make videos anymore.
he doesn't. See, I didn't even know that. You know,
Well, I'll stand corrected. He makes videos every now and then.
oh,
Every now and then you'll see like a good spurt of videos, and then you see nothing. And you'll get a good spurt of videos again, and then you see nothing. Uh, so, but it is what it is. Watch stuff on there. Did stuff on decentralized TV. I did a lot of research there. Bitcoin talk. Uh,
now before you started, working with everybody on decentralized TV, you actually
mm-hmm.
started your own channel,
Right.
right?
CryptoMykel.
Cryp-
Underneath the brand CryptoMykel Designs, because there was more than one thing that I was doing. Designing mining equipment, designing T-shirts, artwork, hats, um, various things. I left that designs in there for to leave open for all the different opportunities and stuff that I was designing.
Mm-hmm.
But the YouTube channel is just underneath CryptoMykel. And that's where you can find me actually on like everything, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, find me on DCA Adventure.
Yeah, yeah. You can definitely find us down
You can find
below.
me. You can find me there. Yeah, that's. You can really find me anywhere underneath CryptoMykel. Usually,
Mhm.
you can find me. Uh, there's so many platforms now.
Right.
D Live,
Yeah, you
CryptoMykel. I
have the.
do. I do D Live here and there, just to kind of play with it. And usually, here recently, I've been like live streaming the DCA trading script, which you can get down in the Patreon underneath the trading tier. Uh,
Dude,
you would actually have access to that. But usually I stream that. That's usually the fun thing.
dude,
Is live
the
streaming
last one
that.
you did
So
was like a full day, wasn't it? A full day of live
30
streaming.
hours. Yeah, it went
30.
for 30 hours. Yeah.
That is
It was on
awesome.
this it was on like this little one of the community members in multiple of the community discords was like, "Hey, my work's going on. My work's upgrading their equipment. I'm got these old computers. Do you want any of them? Just pay the shipping." And I was like, "Okay." So I picked up a couple of them, just little. Basically, they were like Windows 8 PCs. So perfect candidates for running Linux, which is what I specialize in. I run Linux on just about everything other than my laptop that I am currently on right now. Then I'm building the PC that's being like the interesting. I'm like debating whether or not I'm going to go full Linux on that because I really want to,
Yeah.
or if I'm going to keep it Windows just for the sanctity of like running streams and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a little bit easier,
Gotcha.
but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Now I got a question for you. Okay, out of the many different ways to invest, just dollar cost averaging, which is what this channel is definitely all about. DCAing into your financial wealth, future, fitness, knowledge base, whatever it is,
Mining equipment.
mining equipment. And then so there's DCAing, just buying in bulk, there's
Hmm.
day trading, and there's mining.
Yep.
What was it that really said, you know what, these aren't for me, I want to do mining? Well, I mean, what was the contributing factor, or the main reason why that was your method of choice?
Like why I chose mining.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds like it's,
I
you got to
mean,
pay like $300 per part and then mine it, and then you get
definitely not.
60
But
cents a
yeah,
day or something like that. You
that
know,
depends.
yeah, depending on what you're mining. So I'm just curious, like, can you tell the listeners and the viewers, why you chose mining as, your main source of, investing?
Well, it's a good question. So, being as young as I am, I literally grew up next to a computer. Like I remember when we got a computer in the house. I'm tearing that computer apart whenever it broke, and we got a new one. Because I wanted to learn more about it. I tore it apart. I was going through it, found out what was wrong with it, replaced the part in it, and fixed it. Like it, I've always been into technology. I've always been into software. So building mining rigs was nothing difficult and nothing out of my means already. I've built all my computers ever since I was, old enough to start, and it became like a big widespread thing. Uh, that's I've always built them. Uh, once I think I was around 11 or 12. My parents stopped buying pre-made computers, and they were just like, "Hey, we need to build this computer," and I would just build a computer and just be done with it. And it actually ended up usually being same price, but it'd be better quality, last longer, because the stuff that you would buy in the stores, it won't last you very long.
No.
There's so much stuff put onto those computers that it just slows it down. Uh, so I've always been into tech, so building mining rigs was not out of the norm. It's almost like building, a gaming PC. You just change the case to an open air frame, add more graphics cards. In gaming, you would need SLI bridges for that. When it comes to mining, you don't. So it's a little bit easier, actually. And it's open air, so it makes it easier to keep things cooler if you know what you're doing. Uh, I really like the aspect of me being the one validating blocks, and checking blocks. Because without the miners, like it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. There'd be no one verifying blocks. There'd be no one, you know, working. As proof of work. I believe in proof of work. That's where my main stand is. I'm not so much up for. I have some proof of stake things that I'm okay with, because some proof of staking is kind of like mining. Um,
But you're definitely not proof of gossip or proof of hope.
no, no, not at all. I'm proof of work. My GPUs and my FPGA, they work. So they put off heat. They cost electricity. That's the proof of working. So it's kind of why I chose that way. Is I really like that way. It's a really good way to uh, accumulate coins. They may not be Bitcoin or anything like that, but they are definitely altcoins, and you can trade them for Bitcoin. And it helps kind of keep you off of those main sources like Binance and Coinbase, because you got to give them your KYC. But I'm not saying KYC is like completely bad. Not what I'm really trying to say, but it minimizes your risk. Uh, you know,
You can't be hacked if you
Coinbase,
have never been on the exchange.
right? I mean, you got to go to an exchange to trade your poop coins. I'm not going to do it because
My
your
finger is
your
ready.
I know it is. Those poop coins for Bitcoin. So you got to go to an exchange at some point, um, or you mine coins that you believe in. I only mine coins that usually have a Qt wallet, which is the core developer wallet, like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a Qt wallet, Dogecoin, Litecoin,
Now,
Vercoin,
why do you only do QT wallets?
because they are a lot safer. Um, yes, they are very risky because if you back up that wallet and you lose that key that you made, it's not like a, a key that the program that you download your wallet gives you this private key. That's their private key that they're giving you. Using a core wallet, you're providing your own private key. You're making your own private key. So don't forget it, because if you do, you're screwed. There are, because, the Bitcoin core wallet used to be the only way to hold Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where tons of people have lost their Bitcoin, is in the core wallet, because they either lose their private key or they forget it, because you have to have it every time you send something out. You have to have it. It won't let you send anything that locks the wallet. The wallet's always locked until you have that key. So you don't have it, you're not sending your crypto anywhere. You lose it, you're screwed. You lose all your Bitcoin. There's so many people have lost their Bitcoin because of it. Because it can be scary for some people,
Mm-hmm.
because you can back it up and save it, but you're in control of doing that. That's that be your own bank. If you're not prepared for that, then you don't need to do it. Not saying that you shouldn't be in crypto, but you shouldn't use a core wallet if you can't do those simple things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in crypto. You should be in crypto, but you should learn these things, because something like that, you go buy a full Bitcoin, put it on a core wallet, then lose that key, you're gonna be mad, and you're gonna be mad at everything else but yourself, probably. Whenever you're the one that in charge of your private key, you lost it, your problem.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true. I mean,
Accountability.
cryptocurrency is definitely teaching, self responsibility, self reliance, and good security practices for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And I think that those of you who grew up in technology are definitely at a increased advantage, because, like you said earlier, you know, building a mining rig was simpler than building a computer.
It's the same parts.
It's like I can't do either.
It's literally
you know.
all the same pieces, all the same technology.
Mm-hmm.
Still gotta have a motherboard, still gotta have RAM,
Mm-hmm.
still gotta have a CPU, still gotta have power supply.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do you
you're
think you'll
just
ever get
changing
in?
up.
Do you think you'll ever get into day trading or any other method of investing?
I trade a lot. I've been trading a little bit, trying to learn that aspect, because it is necessary. In the aspect of mining, trading is necessary. If you want to get your me and him talked about this, Nemesis, which is our co-star on Saturday night for Mining After Dark. We talked about this on Mining Monday on the show, on the podcast show, and we talked about this, how he calls me a Satoshi miner. I mine for Satoshis. I don't mine for the dollar value. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not after dollars.
Right.
That's not my end goal. I'm here for mining more Satoshis. Um, Nim is a little different than me, because we are two opposites, and that's what makes us a good team, is because we are opposite of each other and we still can work together and do things efficiently. And because we're opposites, we can do them very efficiently, because he can do what I can't and I can do what he can't, and it can evenly distribute the work, because there's stuff that I can't do and don't want to do, and he'll do it, and there's stuff that he doesn't want to do or can't do, and I'll do it. So it's a fair, even trade. Um, but it's just straightforward. I don't know how else to say it. We just I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain all of it.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. Because from my understanding and working with you guys for over a year now, because we were all on DCTV together.
Correct.
You know, Mykel, you're the software guy. You know, coding,
Yeah.
you can read it, you could, high
Yeah.
performance it or whatnot. You know, and then Nemesis, like Brian can totally build whatever. Like the guy,
Yeah.
like he played with Legos more than anybody else growing up.
Me
you
too.
know,
I sat in my room for hours.
seriously, and that's a core, thing of our childhood. Like if
Because
something's in front of me,
he builds engines for like
yeah,
hot rods and
yeah.
stuff. So I mean,
And
he's
so he took that hardware, that whole experience with dealing with cars and electricity and whatnot, and he is able to bring it over into mining, but he still doesn't know the software thing. So if he says, hey, I can give you this hardware, the electricity is good, you can bring out its peak performance with the
just
software.
program it. Just yeah,
So
that's kind of what I do. But kind of like trying to bring back into my train of thought because there's so many There's my mind does so many things. Uh, it so much stuff goes on in like a day in the life of me. Uh, especially here recently, I'm very busy. Uh, between DCA Adventure, my own channel, some of the projects I'm working on.
ooh.
Yeah, it's been
Are there any
very
that
hectic.
are there any projects that you can talk about?
No,
Okay.
not right now.
So the only project
We've
we will talk
mentioned
about.
a couple of them. We mentioned one of them really
Mhm.
on DC Adventure before,
Mhm.
but we're trying to keep that as close to the source as possible. Um, don't catch your chickens before they hatch,
Mhm.
kind of thing. But yeah, so if you know, you know. If you don't, then go back and watch the videos, and you'll hear about it in somewhere in there. Go watch quickly before the content grows so much that you have to go through like 20,000 videos.
Seriously, we are creating so much more content for you guys. We are going to quickly scale.
Right.
That is the
But yeah,
goal.
so do I do any kind of like day trading and stuff like that? Yes, in a sense, because trading you kind of got to do both with mining.
Mhm.
So like I said, I'm a Satoshi miner, so I mine for Satoshis. So I got to
Now,
be
what's
able to
the
trade a coin for the most Satoshi value,
mhm.
not for the dollar amount. I don't trade for dollar amounts. I trade for
What do you
Bitcoin.
say to those who want to trade for the dollar amount?
I mean, you're gonna have to put that into like a stable coin, stuff like that, like keeping it in like Tether because that'll maintain the dollar value. Uh, I'm mining for Satoshis, so I watch and wait for a certain Satoshi value and then trade it into it. I'm not necessarily looking at the dollar amount, hardly ever. Um, I go for trading it for the best Satoshi value that you can, that week. Depends on how you mine it,
Mhm.
um, because Bitcoin's always going up and down. So is the Satoshi value of those coins, those altcoins to Bitcoin. Um, some coins are 700 Satoshis, 500 Satoshis. They always vary. So yes, I have to trade a little bit because I have to watch the market a little bit, and I've played with some of my tradings or some of my earnings before um, with the DCA script. I wasn't really trading before that. I just watched for entry points and
Mhm.
then just sold for cost at the time because it's just easier that way. Don't have to worry about the extra headache. But whenever I started watching the script and stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay. I can get this, and I've made quite a like a not like great profits, but I was positive.
So, as a
So
miner, you would say that learning day trading, learning how to read that script, has allowed you to cash out into satoshis at a higher value, or at a increase of satoshi value, I should say. The more satoshis
Yeah.
you can grab.
Helps me watch it. Because the DCA script works for anything. It's not just Bitcoin to USD or Bitcoin to USDT or CKB, Nervos, because that's a coin that I mine with the F1 Mini, which is the FPGA. That on one exchange you can only trade for Tether.
That's it.
That's just trading pair is Tether on some exchanges. It's when you get into the mining world, there are some coins that really are on very few exchanges. They're not like trading Ethereum or Litecoin or stuff like that. Those are on like every exchange. But when you get into some of these smaller cap coins, you have to watch where you're gonna have to like sell them to trade for anything, and sometimes you get Tether. Just because but it's stable. So I mean, it's not like terrible, because then in that specific case, I have to watch for the dollar value because I'm trading in a Tether. So there is no Bitcoin value at that point. It's only a Tether value. Of course, then I trade back into Bitcoin, but at that point, I find that easier to trade from a coin I mine if its trading pair is Tether. Sometimes it's actually fun. It's not funner, but profitable and easier to watch because you're going into a stable coin. So you say you mined $10 worth, it's $10 when you sold it. Just it is because you sold them for for however many you mined, you sold them, it was $10 that you mined with, and it's staying $10 in Tether. So that's not changing, but the price of Bitcoin is doing this. So you just got to watch for the dip, and then you buy in, and then you go out. Which that one was easier to play. I played that one a couple times. Just kind of waited for the pumps and downs, and then trade, and then back and forth.
That's a brilliant strategy when you think about it.
Yeah.
If you were going to mine poo coins for Bitcoins, that's the very clever way of doing it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It can be.
So
that's for sure.
So what made you decide? Let's back up a little bit. What made you decide to actually become someone who would put videos out on YouTube? like seriously, why does anybody do this? I don't know. What was our motivation? What was your motivation to get started?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
I had no intentions of doing YouTube videos ever.
I didn't either.
This is not my scene. Nim gets on to me all the time because I work on our project and I do it like quickly and silently. You learned this whenever we first started doing DCA Adventure.
Yeah,
that I very quickly worked, very quickly did it. And that's just my style. I just did it. And that's kind of what Peter always liked about me. Is I just did it. Didn't need the permission, didn't need the things. I just figured it out, did it, crushed it. And he was like, when we were out there in Atlanta, he was like, "Hey, you should do YouTube videos." So I remember I recorded a video on the drive home from Atlanta, and that was the beginning of the saga. It started out with really stupid videos on YouTube. They're still up. I won't delete them because they're just too funny to go back and watch.
How to use a blender?
A Vitamix, not a blender. It's a Vitamix. You got to get it right. Do all sorts of stuff. It makes soup for you because the plates spin so fast. Because they spin so fast and friction. It warms up whatever is in there, which is blew my mind when I first started learning about that. I was like, what? No way. And then straight up, sure enough, man, made some soup with it. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Like, who would have thought? But yeah, I made some videos of that and just to kind of get my feet wet in making videos as I was preparing myself and getting stuff ready and together
Mm-hmm.
to start making other videos. And it was a good placeholder. And then started making YouTube videos about some mining. And then Peter was like, yo, he watched me and Nim do because we went to Atlanta. We came and we said, hey, we were in Atlanta and we had talked and
Oh, we
hung
had a
out.
blast in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's not everything changed, man. If you think about it,
It
nothing was the
is.
same. Well, nothing was the same after that night, ever. Uh, Nemesis was like, hey, whenever we get back home and settled in, let's do that. Let's do an interview. He's like, I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I was like, and he was like, it's about mining, and I was like, oh yeah, me too. And uh, he was like, let's get an interview, and I was like, all right. Got on his channel, did the interview, and he's like, I would love to get you on here like more often. This is really fun. And that video, what got him banned. He got banned for 2 months on YouTube. First interview video with me and Nim.
Mm-hmm.
Our first video ever got banned and took off YouTube. So that video doesn't even exist anymore, which is so sad because we can't go back
Really?
and watch it. Oh yeah, it's
Oh
not there.
no.
Yeah, they banned it and took it down. So
Hmm.
it's not there. I'm sure maybe it's in like the files or something, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
YouTube's
was I
got
was
it.
on Nim's channel. But yeah, so we were sitting there and Peter was like, yo, that's messed up. Y'all are doing that. Do y'all want to stream on DCTV for this? And we're like, what? Like on DCTV? And he's like, yeah, yes. Because we were already on Fridays. We were doing Friday stuff. If I'm not mistaken, at that point, every now and then, I think.
Yeah, I think every now and then you guys were on with us when we were doing the Fridays.
Yeah, it was mainly Nim. It wasn't always me. I worked back then.
Mm-hmm.
I worked a crazy non-consistent schedule job, so my schedule was changing every single week. Uh, Back in those days, back in those days, 2 years, almost a year and a half ago, I
What kind of work were you doing 2.5 years ago or a year and a half ago?
was working in food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I was working at a barbecue restaurant.
no. Where were you? Because I remember like in our Discord we've had discussions and chats and whatnot, but
Yeah.
there was a talk about welding. What kind of?
Oh, plastic welding. Yeah.
Yeah. When was that? Because you've not only can you actually build stuff, you can literally build stuff.
Yeah, I've done quite a few things. I've done carpentry. I've built crates. I've worked in shipping departments. I've built water softening systems. Like I've roofing. I've done a lot. I've built an engine in a car. Like I'm very versed in a lot of trades. Jack of all trades, master of none, man.
Yeah.
Except for this mining thing, I got that. Uh,
Well,
I wouldn't
you're
say I'm a
deaf.
master, but I excel there a little bit better than most places nowadays.
You are achieving mastery. You
I
are.
was talking to the people of Hash Rate OS the other day, and I made a funny joke to one of them, and he was like, "That's extremely funny." I said, "Crypto filled the empty code in my life because I code and stuff." So it was a funny joke, and he goes, "You got funny dad jokes."
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely a
yeah, I
dad
do.
joke.
Definitely a dad joke. But yeah,
Have you
so
got the dad
that's,
bod yet?
I guess, I don't know.
You don't look like Chris Pratt later, like the Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Dude, that almost didn't even look like him. Like I remember looking in like the poster of that, and I was like, "Is that even the same guy?" I'm like, that's not the same guy. Then like you get like super close up, and oh, it says Chris Pratt. Just didn't look like him though.
Dude, it doesn't look like you right now.
Oh yeah, I know.
What's going on with that? You going full Phil Robinson on us?
It's the winter time, man.
Okay. So
It's the
you'll
winter
shave it when
time.
it gets warmer.
We'll see.
That beard sweat though.
I gotta hide my age. Everyone wants to look younger. I'm trying to look older over here. trying to blend in with the crowd. I don't want to stand out. I'm like, oh wow, he's young.
Yeah,
No.
truth be told, I think you are probably the youngest on our show, on the DCA
Yeah,
adventure.
for sure.
Yeah, dude,
I don't
it's
know.
in,
It's on lit. It's on lists are pretty young.
they are pretty young, but I don't know if they're younger than you. We'll have to find out. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
No, we're,
Maybe I might be the youngest.
either way, here's what's incredible is that you're starting in crypto young. You
Yeah,
definitely got 10 years on me. When you get to my age, you'll already be a millionaire.
you laughing? You're laughing over there. When you get to my age,
In 10 years.
in 10 years,
Yep. But
man, in 10 years, we'll have 6 more years until all the bitcoins mined.
yeah. No? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so see, as a miner, you would know this, okay? Now, not
Yeah.
many people know this, so I'm going to go ahead and ask this for the audience, okay?
Hmm.
What happens to Bitcoin once all the Bitcoin's been mined? How does the network stay alive? How does the blockchain continue?
Well, you still have to have miners will still have to validate transactions and all those stuff. So mining would still be a thing.
Hmm.
Um, no one will mine for profit because there will still be fees to be had and still profits to be made. Because people will still be transacting. People still get the miner's fee. Because the miner's fee is for uh, validating the transaction. So they would still have to get that. Um, so the network would still be secure. You just wouldn't. It wouldn't be the same. It won't be the same as it is now. That's for sure.
Well, for sure, because if people are turning off their mining equipment when Bitcoin becomes too difficult to work on, when there's no more
Eh,
Bitcoin, how many are going to turn off their rigs? You know,
quite a few.
you know.
We'll see a big play here in 100 and how many days is it, man? We have 100 and some days till the Bitcoin happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I usually have it like right here, but I don't think I have it like up and available. Hmm. No, I don't have it readily available.
All right.
Bummer. But Bitcoin happening will be in about 100 and so days.
So,
So the block reward will have,
mm-hmm.
you know, we'll go from, having, what are we at right now? My mind's blanking because we're just doing so much talking. Yeah, because we're at 6 right now. So we're at 12.62 on the block reward.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be at 6. We will be at. You totally didn't mute OBS, but got you.
I muted OBS. I didn't mute Zoom.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm on Zoom. Yeah, yeah, nice.
I was trying
Everyone
to do
else
the
right there, like
ventriloquist thing. You couldn't see my lips
everyone,
move.
everyone out there in the world is probably like, "What is he talking about? He didn't say anything." But no. So during the halving, the Bitcoin block reward will go down to 6 instead of 12, and a lot of people that are mining at least over 6 cents with some of the older generation hardware will not be mining anymore. They will turn their hardware off because they will not be mining. They're barely making a profit now.
Yeah. So, what would be the incentive? I mean, is there going to be enough um, transaction fee to go around?
Oh, for sure.
You
Oh,
think?
for sure.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Then what would be the why would people shut off their rigs then? I mean, we know that this is happening, and it will
Because people are
happen.
chasing profits.
So they're
It's,
chasing the dollar. They're not chasing satoshis.
for sure. They're not in this. They're not in. So a lot of like. There's a lot of these companies that are like mining Bitcoin. They're not in it for the Bitcoin. They're in it to make money. You know, smooth. Well, I've just whacked her head on the wall. Smooth. Um, they're not in it to make Bitcoin. They're in it to make dollars. So a lot of those people that are in it to make money are going to turn off the rigs because they're not going to be making enough money to cover their electric bill to run those machines. So it will be a no-brainer for them to be like, oh, well, time to stop. Those that are still in it, for the Bitcoin, they'll keep their stuff on, or those that have a low enough electric cost will still be running their stuff. Or people will be turning off the older generations, as you see now anyway. We're at the highest. I mean, they say this like every month. We're at the highest peak of hash rate for Bitcoin. They say it every month because it keeps growing.
And more and more people are getting on it.
Every month, there's like we're at the highest hash rate. You said that last month. It just keeps growing. Just get real. And it's not that we're gaining more miners. People are actually turning off their older generations and replacing them with the newer generations, which are more efficient. I'm not an ASIC miner, so that's not my cup of tea.
That's another thing I want to get into.
That's up Nim's alley. That's not me. But with all of that being said, they're turning off the older generations, replacing with the newer generations because they're more efficient. They get more hashes per watt. They may be pushing more wattage, but they're pushing a lot more hash power. So the hash rate's doubling, but it's you're taking away one machine and basically adding almost three. Like an S9, you'd be taking away one S9 and basically adding three, but still less wattage than you would if you had three S9s.
Okay, so explain to me the difference between the different types of mining and which one you feel is the strongest type. Which one you're into, and what are Brian's views? Because I know you two have talked about this back and forth, and I'll ask him during his interview. But let's get a sneak peek. What are the different types of mining? Which one do you feel is the strongest, and why do you support it?
I mean, there's quite a few types of mining. There's CPU mining. There's GPU mining, ASIC mining, FPGA mining. There's even ARM processor mining, which is like Raspberry Pis, cell phone mining, hard drive mining, which they call burst mining, which is like one of the craziest things that I've ever seen. See, that's about it.
So I mined Dogecoin on my laptop, and I've mined XYO on my phone. That's my experience when it comes to cryptocurrency mining.
You didn't mine Dogecoin, but yes.
Whatever it was that I was
You were
doing.
probably mining Monero, and it was converting it to Dogecoin for you.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. To mine Dogecoin is a script algorithm which shares the algorithm with Litecoin. So only thing you can mine on the script algorithm is with ASICs. The network is just too populated in order. It's kind of the Bitcoin network. You could mine with a GPU if you found software for it. You could. You won't ever probably get a share or anything because the hash rate's way too high. Hash rate's too high, difficulty's too high for something with a low amount of horsepower or hash rate, however you want to put it, to compete with everybody else.
Okay, so then what's the best type of mining?
I mean, I don't like ASICs. I think they weren't meant to be here. This wasn't in the plans per se. ASIC mining wasn't. Of course, technology, they're going to find ways. Um, but I love GPU mining. That's kind of where I started. That's where I met him. It's where I met everybody from the Bitcoin pub. We all were on a pool together and hung out together, and hashed away together. Um, so GPU mining is like my favorite because you have the flexibility. I can go mine this coin. I can go mine a different coin. If I'm not getting any shares on this pool, I can go switch to a different pool and mine a different coin. ASICs, you don't have that flexibility. You're stuck with whatever algorithm is programmed on that ASIC. If it's programmed for Bitcoin or programmed for SHA-256, you're mining anything that's on SHA-256, and that's it. There's been multiple cases, multiple like actually happened where they release ASICs for specific coins, and those coins fork before those ASICs even hit the door. So the moment that this company ships out the ASICs, the company forks their coin, and by the time those customers get their ASICs, their door stops. They can't even use them anymore because the coin's forked off the algorithm. There's nothing they can do, and
Mm.
that's not cool. And what is a company to do at that point? Yeah, they offer like refunds or they offer coupons because they can't refund your money,
Mm-hmm.
because they really don't have it. They put it into the development of the ASICs. So that's where things get like sketchy and wrong in my standpoint. You know, an ASIC does it one job and it does it very well, but that's all it does. And if a coin forks or it breaks, it's a doorstop, and there's literally nothing else you can do with it. You can't resell it.
It's a very expensive paperweight at that point.
Exactly. A
Like,
GPU, if you stop mining cryptocurrency, you can at least sell your GPUs to the gaming market because they'd be glad to buy them from you, or other miners for that matter. GPUs have a good resale value. CPUs have a good resale value depending on the CPU. Uh, FPGAs are really where I like to like play because they require a lot of software modification.
mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot of things that I really like to play with. Um, and the best thing about them is that they have the best of both worlds between an ASIC and a GPU. You have this FPGA that has the efficiency and the horsepower of an ASIC, but the flexibility of a GPU. You go out and you can get one bit stream, you can get 5 different bit streams. You can mine whatever coin you want as long as there's a bit stream for it, which is where is like not so cool because you're limited to the places where you can get a bit stream. So it brings it back to like a centralization thing like the ASICs do. There's only a few companies you can really buy an ASIC from.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 3 or 4 that you can actually get ASICs from. Uh, a lot of them don't even sell them. They make them, but they don't sell them because they're using them for their own personal gains.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
then
that's just good business.
yeah,
Sometimes,
right.
you
It's
know.
centralized and decentralized world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Halloyd that actually came up with the idea of the first computers. And they even had a keyboard and a mouse and everything. And, it was actually Steve Jobs who was visiting who saw how revolutionary it was, and then he created Apple.
How about that?
It's like, oh,
How about that's funny how that works, right?
I know, right? Yeah,
Boom, computers.
seriously.
Uh, but yeah, so they have the flexibility, but they are kind of centralized. You can only get bit streams from a few places. A lot of them are private. They're private bit streams, which some people you won't get access to them. You have to pay for bit streams. Straightforward, like you got to pay for those.
No,
Um,
now explain to those who don't know what is a bit stream. Is
a
that
bit
like a?
stream
That's not a live
is
stream, is it?
no.
With Bitcoin?
It's
That's a really
basically,
bad dad joke right there.
yeah, it was. A simple way to put it, it's a program that you program onto your FPGA. An FPGA stands for Field Programmable Gate Arrays. So field programmable, which means you can program it in the field while it's working, while it's on the fly. You can program it while it's working. So you have to have bit streams, which are programs built for that specific device. And you have to have them in order to mine whatever algorithm you're wanting. So you have to have those in order to mine Bitcoin, CKB, Raven, various poop coins. So got to have all that stuff, but they're very efficient. They're still flexible. The resale value is very high. They retain their value pretty well because FPGAs are very expensive. They're not cheap. They're right up there with ASICs. ASICs are very expensive. They can be, you're talking a couple $1,000s.
So easy. you like the GPUs because of the versatility of what it can be used for. Something happens, you can go do something else.
Correct.
What's Brian's point of view? What is he like?
Brian is.
I have a feeling ASIC. He likes ASICs, doesn't he?
He does like ASICs. He does, but he's also a GPU miner. That's where we both share our liking is in GPUs. But we differ when we go to the ASICs and FPGAs. I don't like ASICs. He doesn't hate FPGAs. I actually have convinced him to buy 2 BCU 1525s. So he doesn't hate them because he just bought 2 of them. So he doesn't hate them, but he likes ASICs, and I just don't. I'm not really cool with it. If I was mining for a profit and was accessible to use them, I probably would, if that's what I was going after, but that's not my case, and I'm just not really for it.
Okay. All right. So let's talk personal. Let's get to know you. We know that you're a knowledgeable guy because we just went over this, we just turned this whole interview thing into a mining show.
You're welcome.
So let's get to know CryptoMykel. Where'd you grow up, man?
Well, I'm from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Born and raised.
Really? What'd you do for hobbies out there?
Ride your bike, go outside. I mean, I played sports when I was in school.
What was your favorite sport?
Come home, baseball. I played baseball.
Yeah?
I played baseball all my life.
What position were you?
Outfield.
Oh, I was too. It means we weren't good enough for anything else.
I could throw the ball from the back fence to home plate.
That's about it.
I got yelled at every time I did it.
Why though?
Because you can hurt yourself.
So they would prefer
you're not accurate every time, but
they would prefer you to throw to third base or your second base.
You're cut off, man. Yeah, because it's less damage on you.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so
waste seconds though.
That is true. Oh my god,
seconds are everything. Because then what if that guy doesn't catch it? I mean, what if he drops the ball? Well, then you don't get an out. You could lose 2 runs right there. Just saying.
All right, so we know that you're smart. We've just found out that you were pretty athletic growing up. What were your grades like?
I mean, they were good enough to play baseball.
Meaning your parents didn't ground you.
I did not say that. Did not say that, but good enough to play baseball. You have to be at least passing. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I never did sports. I was
I
I
mean,
was actually
I was just an average student.
yeah.
I was just there,
So what is it about
skating by.
computers that you just that it just clicks? What is it about the computers that just clicks for you?
I don't know, man. It's been a very good question. I just kind of always been into it, and it's always been extremely easy for me. Um, I don't know. It's just been easy. I mean, it's either wrong or it's right. There is no like extreme dynamic
Mm-hmm.
of it could be working because of this, or it could be working because of that, or it's straightforward. Like it's either right or it's wrong.
So it
It's
like
either a one or it's a zero. I mean, it's straightforward. It's a one or it's a zero.
did you do computer programming in school?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many languages do you use?
I was writing in HTML when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Learned a little bit of C++, not very much. Um, but after school, I was learning Python, which is intense.
I heard
You know,
Python is crazy good.
yeah. I mean, I run Linux, so Python's kind of a necessity if you're using it,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're writing code, if you're doing things, you're probably using
Mm-hmm.
Python.
Would you say you're more institutionally taught? You learned it, or
No,
did you learn it all on your own?
I learned a lot of it on my own.
I'm finding that a lot more people are learning it on their own, and they're getting like really in qualified positions in many of corporate America. There, a lot of
No,
like Google, like Google, they don't even look at degrees in universities anymore.
I wish that was the case here.
Oh yeah,
I live in a state where they look at your
they
qualifications.
look at the
They
certificate that
want
says
you to
I
have
can
a
learn.
qualification. Yep. Like to go work at some of the computer jobs that I would be really good at, I have to be qualified or been to a trade school, proof that I went and spend money on an education,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So it's a bummer, but
So is there any future
crypto
in that
filled
for
that
you?
hole.
Oh,
Crypto
crypto
filled that
filled that
hole.
hole.
Crypto already filled that hole. Uh, but no, I don't. I don't plan to go teach people. It's why I do this. Or not teach people. I don't plan to go learn from someone else. Like I've learned quite a bit, and that's kind of why I do this to help teach other people.
Mm-hmm.
That may not have the desire like I did to go into like a trade school and learn this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So, learning through experimentation. What would you say that has been like the key for you? Like what has been like the biggest contributing factor to you learning how to code and learning how to mine?
Experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, experimentation. I've I've mined so many, like not so many, but I've mined quite a few coins that absolutely are worthless. Wasted days, electricity. That stuff costs me to run it for those days, and then you get nothing out of a coin. So you're like, well, I'm out 3 days of electricity money, and I have no Bitcoin to show for it. Score two. I've done it. I don't do it anymore. There's a couple times where I play on the fringe. I'll mine a coin that's like maybe worth like 4 or 5 satoshis, which is like you're right on that edge. That coin dumps down to zero. You're SOL. Or the coin could shoot up. But at a coin being at that low of a price, people don't tend to mine it. They'll stay away from it. So it could give you the potential to mine a lot more of it. Because the difficulty is low. There's less people to share the rewards with.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, and most of the time, you make more coins. You may not make more dollars, But as a Satoshi miner, that's where I find my strong suit, is that I can go find coins that may not make me more dollars, but will make me more coins.
Mm-hmm.
So more coins for my Bitcoin. So
Excellent. All right. All
yeah,
right. So, your kids, are they into Bitcoin yet?
not yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
What do they think about Dad being on YouTube?
I mean, I don't try to expose them to too much of that because it's not really the place like
Well,
right
it's
now
definitely not the place
for
for
especially for
kids.
yeah,
But
and
my question is, what do they think about you
yeah,
being on YouTube?
they want to be on YouTube because I'm on YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a big thing for them. But it's weird. It's like a weird dynamic, you know. Like my son likes Minecraft, so
How old's your son?
he's 9 now.
Okay.
No,
All right.
no, eight, eight,
Are we
eight.
sure?
Yeah, he just had a birthday, so I
Yeah.
have that air of judgment. I'm like, hey, no, 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 no.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
still going through
28,
it
so
too because
I'm 28, he's 8, because we're exactly 20 years apart.
oh wow.
Exactly. When
Hold on.
he's
Hold on. Same birthday
when
as you?
he no,
Okay.
like month, a month different.
Yeah. My
So
son's
not much different, but I mean, but my son will be 10, I'll be 30,
yeah. Yeah. My son
which is
he
awesome.
I know right.
Like, oh, you had a kid fresh out of high school. I'm like, so I'll be young when my kid's like needing me to go do stuff. I'll be like, all right, cool, let's go do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be one of the older dads.
That's okay. One of my buddies' parents, they were they were older, and it's just different.
It's
I
just
mean,
different.
there's
It's how it
nothing
is.
wrong with it. You're just
Mm-mm.
kind of like, huh, like you're way older than I thought you'd be, and your kid's my age. It doesn't mean they're wrong.
Not at
Uh,
all. Not at all.
I I kind of I looked up to him because of it a little bit, because different kind of respect. You give the older generation different kind of respect than you do the younger generation. So it they teach them that because some of the younger parents won't.
That's true. That's true. My kids are definitely learning that. Still working on it, but they're definitely learning it.
Well, at least they're learning it.
But yeah, I'm still working on making sure I get my kids' ages right because they just had birthdays.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah, it happens. Especially when
oh,
there's more than one of them, man. It's one after another after another.
seriously, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, but he's into like Minecraft and stuff like that. Like we're into looking and
Did you show him
trying.
Satoshi's Quest?
Have not yet.
What?
I have not yet.
So, for
I've
those of you
actually.
who don't know, we have a buddy in our Discord.
Uh-huh.
Link in the description box below. Why don't you tell us about him, Mikkel?
Bitcoin Jake. You can find him on Twitter as Bitcoin Jake. Uh, he has a, a Discord, a Minecraft server called Satoshi's Quest. And in this game, you have to. Uh, it's run on a Bitcoin node. In order to buy a life, you have to buy with Bitcoin. Uh, so don't die because it'll cost you Bitcoin.
Not a
Um,
full Bitcoin, but will cost you some Bitcoin.
it costs you a fraction. I think it's like it's like 1,000 satoshis. It's not a lot. It's very little,
Yeah,
but
but the point
part
being,
of if you have like 10 people in the game playing, you got 10 people that just bought a life piece, which a portion of that goes to him, for creating the game, which as it should, but the rest goes into the pot, and whoever finds the golden spire in the game wins the pot. So which when it's full PvP is active, so someone could attack you, and they could kill you,
Oh
and then
no!
you lose a life, and then they could, it has its fun twist to it. But it's a vanilla Minecraft server. Now, if anybody knows what that is, it's you know straightforward. Uh, you know, PvP is active. Um, all the straightforward stuff. There's no extras like
So
there is in the
it
game now.
is
It's
Minecraft,
it's
but with
vanilla,
Bitcoin.
yeah, and it's
So,
super fun. I've played it quite a few times. Almost won it once. I got really close.
oh,
I was so close. I could see it. I was like, oh, it was me, and because the twist to it is that whenever you're close, it announces that person's close and announces the coordinates. So if if you press F3 in Minecraft, it pulls up like a whole data spreadsheet like right in your screen, and it makes it extremely hard to play the game because you have like numbers and coordinates like all over your screen. So you just got to kind of like go. But it tells you the coordinates where you're standing currently. So if you know how to read that, you can track down where it is. So the moment you see it, you know they're in a certain location. You can push F3, pop open the coordinates map, and it takes you some maneuvering because you got to figure out which way you need to be going in order to zoom in to hone in on it. But nonetheless, that means you can still get there, and you could even kill the guy. And I've seen it happen. Someone gets so close, and then they get offed by someone else, and then you're like, I was so close. And the other person's like, I'm the winner, and keeps you on your toes. I'm actually trying to find the time where I have some free time to live stream it. I was going to live stream it on DLive of me playing
that would be very cool.
a couple rounds of it. But I'm kind of waiting on the streaming PC because it's kind of my laptop. My gaming laptop has a little bottleneck to it, because it's a gaming laptop. It gets hot. It's not like the best. So it is like a few years old, but it does what it needs to.
Oh, you just put one of those computer fans underneath it. You'll be good to go.
Well, I just need more. I need more RAM. I need a better graphics card in order to really get the full grasp of gaming on one monitor and streaming on the other. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking into that. The build should be happening within the next week or so. Gundy has offered to donate the last part I need.
Ooh, which part is that?
The SSD.
Nice.
Where I can put the operating system on and have a solid state and boot it quickly. I have the 1 terabyte hard drive, for all the videos and games and stuff like that. I don't have to worry about it. I have the case, CPU. I got graphics cards. I just got to pick one. I just got to pull one out of the mine and put it in the gaming computer, which I'm actually going to go with this one up here, which is my 1660 Ti Gaming X Edition.
So that's going in your gaming computer, or that's going in the next mining rig?
No, it's on the miner currently. It's going to get pulled from the rig and going to go into the computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
be fun.
I'm just wondering, when are you going to share Satoshi's Quest with your son?
Soon.
Soon?
As soon as I get, because then once I get this other computer built, he can game on the gaming laptop, and I can know what he's doing. Because I'm not gonna he wants to play on the computer. He doesn't want to quite play on
So I think that
But
is
yeah,
incredible.
he played it on like PlayStation and stuff, but
Yeah.
PlayStation isn't cross-platform compatible,
Yeah.
and you can't play like servers on there.
Yeah, my son's
So
currently playing on the Xbox, and then he also plays on the desktop. You know, when he's not.
Xbox is cross compatible.
Yep.
PlayStation's not because
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft owns Mojang, which is who created Minecraft. So
Yeah.
which is why the Xbox is backwards compatible with the desktops because it's Microsoft. Um,
Yeah.
it's how that goes. So yeah, we're looking into doing that so that way maybe he can play, and I can know what he's doing at
Has
least.
he
'Cause,
expressed any interest in wanting to be like you and actually build the computer himself,
yes,
or mining?
yeah,
Yeah.
mining, yes, and I mean no, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he's interested in building a computer. Uh, I have a coding game that I have like downloaded on a tablet, and he plays that.
Which
So
coding game is this?
Penguin,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Peter recommended it to me.
I'm gonna have to look that one up because my son absolutely loves the coding games, but we haven't tried Penguin yet.
It's fun. I mean, my it's fun for like younger age because it's just telling a penguin what to do.
Mm-hmm. We tried MathBot. That was pretty fun. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just telling an alien what to do. That's pretty
Yeah,
much it, though.
yeah,
But
same almost concept.
mm-hmm.
Just a penguin.
Outstanding. Well,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would like to share? A little extra, help the audience get to know who you are as a person before we take off. You know.
Well, it's been real. Uh, CryptoMykel. You find me on DCA Adventure every Friday, every Saturday, and on Mondays, the podcast exclusive for DCA Adventure. You can find me there. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, CryptoMykel on all of those, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, which I go over mining tutorials. I was going over tutorials for HiveOS, but as most people in the mining space know, HiveOS has taken a interesting approach at their billing cycles and stuff like that. So a lot of people were switching from HiveOS because it is no longer really free, like they say it is, or how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So there'd be a new shift of content having to come to the channel. Uh,
Oh, I think we lost Mikhail.
HiveOS tutorials.
Oh, there you are. We totally lost you for a second.
Oh no, is it better?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So now there's like a major shift in content for me
Mm-hmm.
on my channel because of HiveOS's stuff. And since I usually make tutorials on HiveOS, I no longer use HiveOS, so I can no longer make tutorials for HiveOS.
Time for something new.
So yeah,
New chapter.
enter hash rate OS. I am now in the middle of using their software, trying to get that up and running, getting myself a little familiar with it. That way I can start producing content for Hashrate OS on how to use it, how to tune it, bring out my software side, which everyone seemed to enjoy on CryptoMykel YouTube channel because I'm pretty like to the point. I don't usually like to ramble. I usually just like to get to the point and get out. You know, I'm usually not the talker. So
Today's the exception.
It's an interview, so I mean, you're asking questions. I'm gonna give you answers. Be a shame not to explain those things to you. I could just be that guy. Like, yep, nope, yep. I like Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. buy at a cost. Hodl that shit.
Yeah!
I'll go ahead and mark my name down.
So for those of you who are not aware, we do have a Bitcoin swear jar. What is the tally so far? Which, Friday. I think this episode's actually going to be airing tomorrow, Thursday. And...
Tomorrow's Wednesday? Yeah.
Okay, well, Thursday is when it will be airing. Which means...
You're hearing this on Thursday, guys.
We're recording
so tomorrow...
What day is today?
Tomorrow... Today's Tuesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. My schedule at work has totally flipped. I'm working on the opposite side of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, just coming to the live stream on Friday instead of having all day to get ready. I'm literally driving just to get here on time. So, like, my whole schedule's been mixed up. So
right. So if
Tuesday.
You're watching this tomorrow, for you people that are watching this right now, because.
Yes.
It's Tuesday now, but you're watching this on Thursday. So tomorrow on the Friday night live stream, there is a giveaway, a very big giveaway.
Yes. We need to give some props.
Red Panda Mining donated $15 of Bitcoin to give away on that stream. He also has donated some XMR to give away on that stream. Serpent FXX actually sent me $15 of Bitcoin to give away. So there's $15 more to give away, as well as we have like $16 or so ourselves.
So about $45
to give away
in Bitcoin to give away. 3 different giveaways, or is it just one? Have we figured that out yet?
No, not just one.
So 3 giveaways.
Yeah, one will get all the XMR, and then we'll split the 3 Bitcoins up.
That's 4 giveaways.
Yeah,
dude, tomorrow's gonna be an awesome episode.
People are going to love it. Someone's going to get lucky.
Someone's going to get lucky. I hope you guys are there.
Quite a few comments on that video. The last time I checked, there was well over 30 comments.
Nice. So if you guys want to be in the running for the Bitcoin and XMR giveaway,
you better go comment like today, like right now.
Comment right now on last Friday's episode.
Well, not right now. Wait till this video's over.
Yeah, wait till the video's over. But
before you leave, then smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that bell notification.
That bell notification. You guys definitely want to be notified when the live stream goes live. That way, you guys can be in the running.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not only that, you get to hang out with the rest of the crew. And it's just an all-around good time.
Always.
So
it's always a good time.
Before we go, smash the like button, peeps, and be sure to send this video to whoever,
everyone.
Help us spread the word about that giveaway. Let them know.
Retweet it, like it, subscribe it, share this channel with everybody that you possibly could, and then make sure you comment your Bitcoin and your XMR address on last Friday's video, last Friday live stream. Go down in there. You'll see the comments. There's well over 30 of them. Slap your 2 addresses in there, and then hopefully you win.
All right. That's it for the show today, guys. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed getting to know CryptoMykel a little bit more in depth. I know we dropped some knowledge bombs and less of interview bombs, but hey, you know what? That's how we roll here. At DCA Adventure, we just let it flow. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
All right. So
when in doubt, tear it out.
There you go. What are you going to put in there next?
Nothing. I'm tearing it apart. It's a piece of garbage. It's a fire hazard is what it is.
I know. All that hot glue. All right. You guys have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.
Don't buy a CoinMine1.
Peace out, guys. Totally doing peace backwards. There you go.